Have you ever heard of Oskar Schindler? For some of us, the name may sound familiar when you think of World War II. The first time I heard about Oskar Schindler was when I watched Schindler's List, and ever since then I've had to do quite a bit of research on him for other classes that I've had. Oskar Schindler was no saint by any means, but he was a hero to many. Today we will dive into the complex life and character of Oskar Schindler, how he helped some of the Jews survive the Holocaust, the book and movie made about him, and the rewards he received after his death. Elizabeth Yuko, the author of Oskar Schindler's heroic Holocaust legacy, once wrote, Oskar Schindler saved more than 1,000 Jews during the Holocaust. While undeniably heroic, his life was also more complicated. Oskar's life had quite a few twists and turns. He did several things in life to try and make money quickly, even if some of those things were morally wrong. According to the United States Holocaust Memorial Museum, Schindler was born on April 28, 1908, in Moravia, Austria-Hungary, now called the Czech Republic, and he was an ethnic German. Later, when he was 19, in 1928, he married Emily Pelzel while working for his father's farm machinery business, opening a driving school, and selling government property. He later in 1928 he joined the German armed forces and collected counterintelligence about Czechoslovakia, so he was a spy. 2 years later, he joined the Czechoslovakia army and attained the rank of lance corporal. In February 1939, 5 months after the German annexation of the Sudetenland, which is where he grew up, he joined the Nazi Party. In October 1939, so later that year, Oskar Schindler and his wife moved to Krakow, Poland to take advantage of the German occupation program to Germanize Polish-owned and Jewish-owned factories and businesses. The next month, Schindler bought a pre-Jewish owned enamel factory, which is known as Amalia. Enamel is just your pots and pans. In October 1949, however, Schindler had to relocate his factory to Brunswitz, which was near his hometown. On May 9, 1945, the day the Soviet troops liberated the camp, Schindler and his wife left and settled in Regensburg, Germany. Emily and Oskar later immigrated to Argentina in 1949 to escape being arrested. Permanently separated but not divorced from Emily, Oskar returned alone to Germany in 1957. He died at the age of 66 in Germany in 1974 and was buried on Mount Zion in the Catholic cemetery. He was the only former Nazi allowed to be buried in Jerusalem. Though seen as a hero by many, Oskar Schindler was also an alcoholic, a gambler, and a womanizer, playing the Jewish Spiritual Library. Oskar did cheat on his wife quite a few times, and he always had at least 2 or 3 other mistresses. He also liked to party, gamble, and drink a lot with the SS. But he was not a follower, and he remembered what it was like to be human. Oskar had several shortcomings, though helping people was not one of them. According to Belardi, an author for Britannica, at first Schindler didn't even think about helping the Jews. He only thought about how to make money quickly until he realized and saw what they had to suffer through. When Schindler bought the enamel factory near the Krakow ghetto, he hired Jews from the ghetto as a source of cheap labor. The factory took off, and by 1942, nearly half the workers were Jewish. Within that same year, the Krakow ghetto was liquidized, and the Passau concentration camp opened nearby. In order to protect his workers from the camp, he made Amalia a subcamp, and his workers were able to stay there free from the abuse suffered in the actual camp. When Schindler's factory was decommissioned in August 1944, he was able to have it and his workers moved to Brunswitz, close to his hometown. Schindler and his associates made lists of Jewish workers that were deemed essential for the factory, and about 700 men, 300 women, and 100 more Jews that were abandoned in train cars were able to go to the new factory. Those men and women were able to stay there until the end of the war on May 8, 1945. When Schindler went back to Germany from Argentina, the Jewish workers he saved helped to take care of him up until he died. After his death, Oskar Schindler received 2 awards. A book and a movie were made about him. According to UCO, Oskar Schindler was recognized as righteous among the nations by the State of Israel in 1993. That same year, the United States Holocaust Memorial Museum presented the Medal of Remembrance to Schindler. In 1982, the book Schindler's Ark by Thomas Keneally was published. In 1993, the movie Schindler's List was Years later, in 1993, the movie Schindler's List was released. If Oskar Schindler, flawed as he was, could find a way to help people, then why can't we find small ways to help people in our own daily lives? In conclusion, I have explained who Oskar Schindler is, his life, and the memorable actions he made to save those in danger. Oskar Schindler was no saint by any means, but he was a hero to many. According to azquotes.com, Oskar Schindler once said during an interview, "I had to help them, there was no choice." And this is my note card. They have one, and then my my outline.